Hey guys, welcome back here to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Joelle and I am a full-time reseller on several platforms, but Poshmark is my main one. And speaking of Poshmark, today we're going to be talking about why Posh Sidekick is the best virtual assistant that you can use for your Poshmark reselling business. If you don't know, a virtual assistant is basically an automation tool that you can use to help do things like sharing and sending out offers to likers on your Poshmark listings. For me, it is an essential part of my business because having those tasks get done for me by a virtual assistant frees up so much more space for me to do other reselling tasks like sourcing, photographing, and a lot of other things. There are a lot of automation tools and virtual assistants out there that you can use. A lot of good options too. I personally have used OneShop, Flyp, and now Posh Sidekick. Posh Sidekick has by far been my favorite automation tool so far. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of the app. And with these pros and cons, I will be able to show you what kind of sets Posh Sidekick apart from these other automation tools like OneShop and Flyp. I will say Posh VA is the one that I have not used. I don't plan on trying it out just because I've had such a good experience with Posh Sidekick. But if you do use Posh VA or really any other automation tools, I would love to hear your opinions about them in the comments and what you like and dislike about them. Before we get into the pros and cons of Posh Sidekick, first I'm going to give you a little rundown about what the platform is. So if you are new to the reselling game, this can be a good rundown about what a virtual assistant can do for your reselling business, whether you choose to sign up with Posh Sidekick or if you choose another platform. So if you see me looking over here, it's all of my notes for the video. So here I have that Posh Sidekick is a virtual assistant or automation tool that can be an essential tool for your reseller business. The cost per month is $29.99. I'm pretty sure OneShop is $45 a month, but they do also have cross-listing in there. With Posh Sidekick, you only get the shares and the offers to likers, a lot of that type of automation. I can't remember the cost of Posh VA, and Flyp is a free reseller tool. So that's just a little rundown of the prices. And then the tools that they have is sharing. They share your closet. They can do community shares, sharing during parties, and they do return shares for people who did share from your closet. The next tool is offers to likers. They send out automatic offers to likers, and this is very customizable. We're going to talk about that later when we get into the pros. The next thing is following. So I did discover, and I did not know that they did this, but when I was kind of looking through the app before I planned out this video, I wanted to see if there were any features that I didn't know about. So this was one. Posh Sidekick target follows people who are only interested in your items. This was invented by Posh Sidekick. So I thought that was really cool because some people say that community shares don't really matter, but if Posh Sidekick, however, is targeting certain people that are interested in your items, I think that is a really effective tool. So I'm really happy to have Posh Sidekick because of that. They also follow back and follow new Poshers. Me personally, I don't care much about following new people, but I do like having an automation tool that does that. And for those of you that are tired of seeing those lifestyle notifications, Posh Sidekick has a setting that you can turn on where they will unfollow anyone who is going live the next day. So you do have the option to turn these features on and off whenever you please. I know that I use those features a lot, but sometimes I get tired of all of those sharing notifications, so I'll turn the sharing feature off. So there's a lot of versatility with the platform. Now though, we are going to get into the pros and cons of Posh Sidekick. I'm starting off with the pros because I personally think the pros outweigh the cons. That is why I'm paying $29.99 a month for Posh Sidekick. But the first pro that I have here, we do have 3 total and then 3 total cons, is that Posh Sidekick is mobile phone friendly, unlike Posh VA and Flyp. Because there is an app that you download for Posh Sidekick, you do not need to have a laptop open all day in order for Posh Sidekick to do all of those sharing features and offers to likers. They will share your closet and send out offers to likers 24/7, so you can be making money while you're sourcing, while you're photographing, and even while you sleep. That is by far my favorite perk of the app and something that I really missed when I was trying out Flyp. OneShop does also have the same settings that Posh Sidekick does. There is a mobile app that you download and it does operate 24/7. So I will say that is a major pro of both of these platforms. So if you do want to check out OneShop, I completely understand. But here we are talking about Posh Sidekick. And for me personally, I've tried out both and I am loving Posh Sidekick far more than I ever enjoyed OneShop. So for those of you who primarily use desktop for your reselling business, this might not matter to you, and that is completely understandable. But for those of you who do like to use your phones for reselling, I am one of them. I only use my laptop for cross-listing. Every other reselling task that I do is on my phone. I think that this is a really important feature, and honestly, it is a deal breaker. So something like Posh or VA wouldn't be able to cut it for my business because I would have to have my laptop open in order for the app to run. So I said here that it is really nice when I'm outsourcing, for example, because with driving included, I usually have a 3-hour round trip when I go to a thrift store. So it's really nice to know that I don't have to have my laptop or even my phone open with the Posh Sidekick app in order for Posh Sidekick to do all of my sharing and sending out offers to likers. And I can do things at the thrift stores like checking comps while Posh Sidekick handles the rest. My next pro of Posh Sidekick and why I think you should go ahead and download it is that it has versatility when it comes to sending offers. So I have here that Posh Sidekick allows you not only to change the percentage of the offer sent out to a new liker, you can also customize which listings you want to apply to that discount. For example, I have a handful of new tags Lulu's dresses. There are a lot of maxi gowns and bridesmaids dresses. I did pay up a little bit for them. So over Memorial Day, I did hold a 50% off sale. But with that sale, I did not want to have those dresses and a handful of other listings included, because if they were to sell at 50% off plus discounted shipping, I would come out profiting about $10 a piece for those dresses. And I think there are a lot of resellers that are in a similar boat as I am. I have a handful of listings that I pay up for, but the bulk of my inventory is sourced at thrift stores. And for me, my thrift stores are usually at around $3 or less per item with the weekly sales that I will attend. So I do have a lot of my inventory that I am willing to let go of when I do hold sales like that 50% off Memorial Day sale. But there are a lot of listings that I just am not willing to part ways with for 50% off. And OneShop users, correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever I use the app, I've been on Posh Sidekick now for about 4 to 5 months, so it might have changed. You could not customize those offer settings. So you could either offer 50% off on all of your listings at once, or you could offer 50% on none of them. So when I would hold sales, it was really difficult because if I wanted to hold a 40 or 50% off sale, I would have to be on the app a lot during the day, because if someone happened to like something like that Lulu's dress, I would have to go in and send an offer real quick before OneShop got to it, or I would just have to settle for that little amount of profit. So I personally like having automatic offers to likers on, but when I did use OneShop and Flyp, it was really stressful and I honestly had to turn it off a lot because you couldn't customize those settings. But having Posh Sidekick allows me to hold these sales and send out my typical discounts, and also have those items that maybe hold a little more value or that I paid up for, and I can have my own personal discounts for those as well. I also have learned over the past couple of months a couple of other fun settings that I have not necessarily tried, but I just think that they're really cool and they're worth mentioning. So here I have, you can also set discounts to specific categories. So if you want to have a dress sale, for example, you can have a 40% off sale on dresses only, and that would exclude every other category in your closet. Another fun setting is you can only send offers to older items or items with a certain amount of likes, and that is something you can customize. So you can put in there that you only want items that have been listed for longer than 6 months, only send out offers to those likers and not to the other likers for listings that have not been around for as long. And my favorite setting that I learned, which I might toy around with, and I will definitely make sure to update you guys in the comments or a future video, but this setting is that you can set a reserve price where the Posh Sidekick bot will send a counter offer depending on the percentage off that the potential buyer sent. So for example, you can set it to 70% off. So if a potential buyer sends you an offer for more than 70% off your asking price, Posh Sidekick will automatically send a counter offer. Now, again, I have not experienced this. I kind of want to try it out, and I will definitely make sure to update you guys if I do. But I think that is really cool, and it's really similar to eBay where you can kind of automatically decline or send counter offers. So I thought that was a really cool feature, and that is definitely something that OneShop and Flyp do not have. So I think that is something that sets Posh Sidekick apart from those other virtual assistants. My final pro and final reason for why you should add Posh Sidekick to your reseller business is relisting. Posh Sidekick has been relisting a lot of stale items for me, and I put here that you can set the max listing age so they know what to relist. I'm not sure if other platforms do this, but I think it is really cool. So I have mine set at 30 days. I personally send out 50% offers at the end of every month. So that is the perfect amount of time for me, because when I upload a new listing, it goes through the 20% automatic offer that I sent to a new liker. Sometimes I will send 30 or 40% off in the middle of the month, and then at the end I will send 50%. So if it makes it through that whole cycle of offers and it still has not sold, then it's definitely time for Posh Sidekick to relist it and hopefully put new eyes on the listing. Now, the thing that I really think sets Posh Sidekick apart from, for sure, OneShop, I'm not sure about the other virtual assistants, is that some VAs relist by using Poshmark's copy feature, which you can do in the app as well. But Posh Sidekick actually deletes the whole listing and then relist it, meaning it will show up as just in. So on Poshmark, I believe it is 61 days. So if your item has been listed for less than 60 days and then you copy the listing and relist it, it will show up as a new listing, but it will not show up as just in. So it won't have those new eyes on it. I know that is what OneShop did when I had the platform, and that was something that I was definitely missing in my reseller business. So I love having the option of having items be listed only for a month and then having them refreshed if they do not sell. So if I could give you just one reason to switch to Posh Sidekick, it would definitely be that, because relisting is one of the most important things that you can do to make frequent sales on Poshmark, aside from, of course, listing new items. And I've definitely seen more traffic, more likes, and as a result, more sales come into my closet since I switched to Posh Sidekick, and I think that this relisting feature has a lot to do with it. All right, with every pro comes a con. Of course, with any type of virtual assistant, there are going to be things that you don't necessarily like about it, but like I said earlier, I believe that the pros far outweigh the cons, which is why I am willing to spend $29.99 a month on Posh Sidekick. So I do have 3 cons to match the 3 pros. The first one, this is more so for those of you who are content creators. Maybe you have an Instagram where you like to promote your closet. So this con is that there is no referral link, just a code. So this is kind of just an inconvenience. It's not really a major con, but I put that personally, I prefer a referral link. On Whatnot, for example, you get a referral link. So when you post that link, maybe on your Instagram or below in the YouTube video, like where mine is, all you need to do is click that link, sign up with that link that you are using, and the person sharing the link and using the link will both get that credit. Whereas with Posh Sidekick, you have a code. I think it's just 4 numbers, and I also have that one below, of course, but you have to put that code in manually. So that part kind of sucks, and again, it's really just an inconvenience. Seems like an unnecessary step. So with Posh Sidekick, if I had to give my biggest con, it would definitely be that. Hopefully it's something they will change in the future, because I think it is just a lot easier for someone to click on a link rather than going through that extra step and typing a code in. Next up, I know I had relisting as probably my biggest pro of using Posh Sidekick, but I also have it as a con here. And I want to tell you about this so you don't make the same mistake as I did. Make sure that if you don't want your titles modified when your item is being relisted, to turn that feature off. Mine was turned on and it was changing all of my titles when they were relisted. I'll make sure to share screen recording so you can see what I'm talking about, but I do have an example. So for a Victoria's Secret little sleepwear top that I'm selling, Victoria's Secret, which I naturally put at the beginning of my listing, got changed to Vic's Secret. I've never heard anyone refer to Victoria's Secret as Vic's Secret, so I'm not sure why they thought that that was a good idea. Another thing that they do is condense the whole word vintage into just VTG. So I thought that was kind of weird, and I didn't know it was an actual feature until about a week ago. So it was nice to know that there was a way to stop that, but I would consider that a con. It's not huge though, because you can just turn that feature off and Posh Sidekick will stop modifying your titles. But again, just wanted to inform you all because that was a mistake that I made, and I ended up having to revise a whole lot of titles because of that. All right, we have one more con to talk about. This one is not very major. It's pretty basic. And I will say, looking back at these cons that I wrote, I'm really happy with Posh Sidekick in that these are my 3 cons, because compared to other platforms that I've used, Posh Sidekick has by far been my favorite one. Overall, it's been very user-friendly, and over the few months that I've had it, I have had no serious issues. So for the final con, I have maintenance issues. I will say, I never noticed issues with my bots, but I've had a few emails lately talking about maintenance issues affecting the app itself. So that's kind of annoying. I'm not really sure what the problems are, but I personally haven't noticed any issues with my sharing or automatic offers to likers being sent out. That is one more pro too, now that I think about it. The automatic offers to likers are very efficient. With OneShop and Flyp, I noticed sometimes that they just wouldn't send out offers to likers, or sometimes they would take a lot longer than the setting I had them on. For Posh Sidekick, I have it at 15 minutes, but they usually end up getting the offer sent out even sooner than that. I usually haven't had to wait for longer than 20 or 25 minutes for them to send out a like. So I think that that is a really great feature of the app, and they're very on top of it with sending out those automatic offers. But that is all we have for the pros and cons of Posh Sidekick and why I think it is the best virtual assistant that you could have for your Poshmark reseller business. Just a reminder, I do have my Posh Sidekick code if you do want to sign up. If you're not sure if you want to add it to your reseller business quite yet, you can still use that code to do a trial run. I used someone's code myself when I first started out, and I ended up getting that subscription, but there is no obligation. If you want to just try it out and see if it works, definitely make sure to use the code, and you can still use that code to get, I believe, a discount off your first month if you do choose to have a subscription after that. And if you want to see more reseller content like this, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any future videos. But that is all I have for you today. So now that we're at the end of this video, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you for the next video.